Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Identity V Premier Tournament. This is day 2 of the top 16 teams versus the bottom 16 teams, and our second matchup of the day. If you tuned in earlier to watch Team IT versus Team, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Team You Know Who. Now, the current matchup will be Team Your Randoms versus Team 637. Um, I'm here commentating today. It's Hal, by the way. Hi, with Reika.
Guys, I'm really excited to be commentating for you guys today.
Reika, I see you look a little different today.
Yeah, my name is Teddy, and I really love 48 Chicky Wings. So.
God. So, I don't know how seriously Reika's gonna take today now that she's decided to be Lulzy's dog, but I'm excited to see this matchup. Actually, I tried to do a little snooping as per usual, but both teams hid their information. But I am expecting to see the meta today. Is there anything you're hoping to see in these matchups, Reika?
I'm excited to see just how these players will play together. I'm pretty sure 637 is a new team, so yeah.
I'm already seeing support in the chat for Bon Bon Bak, who is on Team Your Randoms. I'm actually very excited for these matchups. I don't sound that excited. I apologize. I'm just very tired. But the show must go on, or else Lulzy may take my kidney, guys. So, while we're waiting to get some viewers in, I already see 29 people in the chat. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Lulzy in this tournament and to supporting both teams. And so far, the chat looks very positive. I appreciate that a lot. While we're waiting, chat, why don't we drop support for the team we want to win? No negativity towards the other team, please, but just drop some support for the teams that you hope to be seeing. Right now,
Also, chat, how are we doing today?
How are you, Reika?
I'm just jolly. I'm just joyous today. How about you, Hal?
Quite jovial myself.
We will now be commencing into the Picket Man phase.
Not specifically for the characters, though, for the maps. Alright, Team Your Randoms has banned out Moonlit. We are not seeing Moonlit. And it seems like Team 637 has picked Ever Sleeping Town. That's a pretty standard round 1 map. We're waiting now on which faction we're gonna see first from Team Your Randoms, and it appears they are sending out their Survivor team first. Reika.
Just waiting for them to pick.
Yes. We're now waiting on both teams to be invited. I am going to glance over the chat real quick. I actually, even though I'm a YouTube chat mod, I can't really be watching the chat this time because I'm on one device. Isn't that sad? The first day I had 3, then 2, now I have 1. I'm downgrading.
Oh.
Reika, I'm so glad. I'm so
Yeah?
glad you're here with me. I'm so glad. It was supposed to be Tiv, but Tiv is botched, so.
Yeah, I'm really unprepared today, but I'm excited to commentate for you guys.
We can tell.
Commentating. I love commentating.
Yeah. Oh my god.
How are we today, chat? Let's get some hype in here.
Chat, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Which commentator do you like better, Tiv or Reika? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat down below.
That's definitely me.
It's definitely you. I mean, we gotta see. We gotta see. Guys, we're being held hostage by Lulzy.
Lozzie, what do you think of my PNG?
Lulzy's a
He said it's
sackable
actually good, and
offense.
he called me a slur, so.
He did not say a slur. Let's not spread that narrative on the live stream, please. That narrative can be reserved for the Eclipse Empire private Discord channels. Yes. We're just waiting on everyone to get into the match still.
So, Hal, what are you most excited for to see in this match?
Personally, I don't know if it's necessarily just this match, but these matches in general, I'm very interested to see how these lower seeded teams fare against these higher seeded teams. As you know, or if you don't, maybe you're just tuning in now and you have no idea who either of us are. The way this tournament works is for this first like preliminary set of rounds, basically the lower 16 teams and the higher 16 teams are pitted against each other. A low tier team can't go against a low tier team, and a high tier team can't go against a high tier team. So we've already had a few matchups where even these bigger teams that are full of champions and peak tier survivors were honestly neck and neck with these lower tier teams. So I'm very excited to see how a newer team and a lower seeded team is going to fare against team 637. And I think you could say that necessarily about any of these like preliminary matchups, but it doesn't get any less exciting for me. You know, like I love seeing how competitive we're becoming as a server.
Yeah, yesterday's games really showed how, like, the rank and comp scene are so different that your rank doesn't really matter in a comp scene. As long as you have good communication and you know how to rotate, it doesn't matter.
Apparently, we have footage saying hi to you.
Oh my god, hi! Guys, I'm so unprepared.
We can tell it's okay, buddy. I am too. I am too, and I was supposed to commentate today. Lulzy's just sitting there like, why do I let these two do anything? Honestly, Reika, I think Lulzy's experiencing anxiety.
I won't do that to chat again. I won't do it. I am on IDV. Oh shoot. Okay, one sec. Sorry.
We're waiting on our commentator, Reika, to join the lobby.
It logs me out, guys.
I invited you, Reika.
Thank you.
All right, we're just waiting on everyone to ready up. I see we've increased in viewership, so just a reminder: this is Team Your Randoms versus Team 637.
Yep.
Still waiting on everyone to ready up, guys. Still waiting on that. While we wait, question for the chat. What is your favorite hunter to see in tournament? Not your favorite hunter in general. Drop your answers down below. And it looks like we're heading into the pick ban phase. All right. We're gonna see immediately. Go ahead.
Sorry. By the hunter, we will see a first officer and seer ban. Standard bans, I'd say. What do you think, Cal?
Blocking out that seer is pretty common. Yeah, an officer is a very strong character against these more meta hunters. we're just waiting now on the survivor picks, the first two survivor picks from Team Your Randoms. I'm curious if they're going to lock in a rescuer right away to kind of counteract having the rescuer banned out so early. That's something we see a lot when one rescuer is banned. The team picks their rescuer, but do they want to put their rescuer on permaban this early? Let's see. If you're unfamiliar with tournament rules, chat, the first 3 survivors you pick will be global banned in the rounds.
So we will see that Gardener and Magician ban, or Magician pick.
Magician, after his buff, has become absolutely insane. So I'm not surprised to see him.
He really counters that Goat Man, I'd say.
Gravekeeper being banned out. This really does force them now to pick that mercenary. Let's see if they go ahead and do pick the mercenary, but with the first officer and the Gravekeeper banned, I think right now they have to lock in their rescuer. What do you think, Reika?
I say they're preparing. I say they're preparing for a hullabaloo, just because.
We see them.
Yeah.
We see them locking in that novelist and a ban on the antiquarian, so they should take their rescuer now. And as I suspected, they are bringing mercenary along. I like that magician's build. It says risky one. Let's see some risky plays, but only if you can pull it off. Based off these bans, what hunter do you think Selfie's gonna pick?
I think the survivors are playing into a hullabaloo. Just very like tank hit characters. I don't really see them play, or a Goatman, honestly. Especially with that novelist who can Palestine. And tight kite a Goatman. What do you think? I'm not too sure.
I could see where you're coming from there. Yeah. I personally really like seeing novelists be played. We saw a few yesterday, actually, so. But I'm never going to complain about getting to watch a novelist play.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait now. We're gonna wait now for the hunter to be selected. While they're doing that, and it's a goat man. I kind of figured with the banning of the Gravekeeper. Honestly, you don't.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited to see not a hullabaloo first round. Hullabaloo games are pretty boring, I'd say.
I don't necessarily find them boring, but like something about him just pisses me off. I don't know.
Right?
He has a green aura with flies.
Just kind of like Tiff.
Like Tim is crazy. So we're gonna see everyone except the mercenary bringing a suicide build. We're seeing the novelist with flywheel tide, the gardener with full kite, the magician with full kite, and the mercenary with the standard borrowed time and tide turner build.
Goatman does spawn to the left. He might opt to chase the novelist first. Or mercenary. He does counter mercenary pretty good.
I don't know if he'll necessarily commit to the mercenary. I think if he goes after the mercenary, he might bait out an Elopad and then leave, or get a hit on him and leave. But I don't know if he's going to choose to necessarily commit to the mercenary, but I could be wrong.
They do look like they're aiming for a one escape at least, especially with these 3 no borrow times.
Yeah, when you see all these sewer builds, you know, especially, you typically see them like this when you have the majority of survivors bringing a suicide build in round 1, because that is when the survivor team is really pushing to get at least one survivor out that gate.
It's interesting how they play that first round though.
Oh, we're about to get right into that match. All right, flex your S tier skin. Come on, let's go.
Alright guys, so right away here we can see this goat man heading towards middle. Merc already
Mhm.
rotating out towards that god palette. He does spot out the magician but opts to
Mhm.
not chase him.
It looks like he is going to go after the mercenary.
Mercenary does get countered a lot by Goatman.
Hmm. In general,
Does
characters
found
that
the
can make
palette.
distance don't tend to make distance against Goatman very well because of his cages,
Doesn't
and he
break
takes
the
the
cage in
first hit.
time.
That was a very early first hit onto the mercenary, and it looks like he is choosing to stay committed to the mercenary. No, he's actually switching off as I predicted, putting a hit onto the mercenary and then switching onto the gardener, whose bubble is about to pop. There we go. There goes the bubble, and now she's just an easy chase. Hit through the pallet. Um,
Good mind game.
Wonderful play from the Goat Man. Unfortunate ending for the Gardener, and we're just gonna see him commit to this Gardener. Um, we have
See
two
this
ciphers that are about halfway.
Gardner did use her flybill.
Hmm.
You can see that this Goatman does bring abnormal though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, really, ideally, she needs to kite away from these ciphers, getting a bubble off, and he pops the bubble, but that's fine. He's in hit recovery now, buying her just a few extra seconds, and every second counts, especially when the hunter has abnormal, and we really need to ensure that those two ciphers that are at 80 and 90 respectively can get finished. We're about to see one of these ciphers pop, and the second one should shortly follow. This is a wonderful kite from this gardener.
Gardner rotating towards middle area. Does get
Pulls
caught
off
off by the
another
cage,
bubble.
but pulls it off. Really good bubble.
This gardener is doing a great job. I see she's kind of close to the mercenary cipher, which makes me a little nervous, honestly, because he is carrying abnormal. But this kite is, in my opinion, long enough now. We do see the gardener now go down, and he's cheering. It seems towards closer towards the mercenary. Yeah, I believe he's going to abnormal that cipher. We
It
do see the
has been
abnormal on
used.
the mercenary.
Gonna be a tricky situation for the gardener once she gets off the share, especially since that god palette has been used.
Hmm.
But she will take the window,
You know,
granting her a speed boost towards the middle.
she does have Tide Turner in effect now. Really, when you have Tide Turner and you're getting rescued off that first chair, you just want to take that hit and Tide and then get as far away from the ciphers as possible, buying your team time to decode. We're seeing her go down, and she did a great job backing away from the ciphers being currently worked on.
See her to
Honestly,
the right side of island.
their ciphers have been moving pretty fast. We have two that are at 90 right now.
Ooh, Merc has wanted order and gets that second hit. He
Unfortunately,
opts
though, we're gonna see him go down.
to rescue here.
Can we avoid that double down situation, though? It is vital that Gardner does not go down right now. Well, while time is... And unfortunately, Gardner does go down again.
This does look
We
like a
see
tie
them...
situation, especially
We
since
see them working on... Mhm.
the two other survivors are working on two different ciphers. Highest
Yeah,
one
we
being
see them splitting
32%.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, we're seeing them split the cipher progress and basically ensuring that backup cipher because he does have abnormal, which is back up. I wonder if he's going to abnormal that cipher. Hmm. No, I don't believe so.
Might be waiting for a teleport switch.
Novelist is there, but Novelist is trying to buy as much time for that cipher as possible and actually pulls off that free rescue with Tide Turner. Now the problem is they pop it. Never mind. I was gonna say we have
Oh man, switching towards the
Novelist doing.
novelist. Novelist does use that book, gaining a little bit extra more time.
Flywheel was a little premature. Unfortunately, we see Novelist go down, but the gate is already halfway. He does have the resentment to be able to cage over there, though. Can they force this gate open? 99, and it's open. All right, Mercenary is able to make it out. Can Magician make it out? Seems. Oh, unfortunately,
Magician
he goes
does
down.
get caught in that case. It's all up to Merc to potentially make this a tie.
We do see Merc coming back in instead of leaving and accepting the one man. This is a very risky play. I know I said earlier I want to see the risky play. It's let's see. Ooh, blink onto the mercenary. Oh my gosh, he has no choice but to get out now using the last elbow pad. And down goes the magician once again. They do secure the 3 elimination. Wow.
That was very well played. Especially by the Goatman who turned that potential tie into a 3 escape. But
Oh,
well done to the
absolutely.
survivors for getting a 1 escape in first round. It's just very hard to do against the Goatman.
Both sides played very well. That was very impressive. That was I was so certain that was going to be a tie towards the end. Very good job on the Goatman not allowing that second survivor out. Take a peek at chat, guys. Someone said, "Lulzy, why is your frame rate always like 2 frames?" Oh my god. That's a great question. Chat, everyone make sure you donate money so that Lulzy can afford better internet. Okay, his hardware is bad apparently, not his internet, guys. Let's donate, let's donate. I'm personally donating 3 cents. Every cent counts.
I'm personally donating a McDonald's application. Whoa! Lozzie, why would you say that?
Oh my god. That was a crazy interaction, guys. Hello, I'm gonna keep this running while I take June out. Well, we appreciate you being here, even if you just have us on in the background. Better internet ain't gonna save him. Well, you know, unfortunately, you are right about that. He did inform us it was not his internet.
Alright, we'll now be heading over to 67 Survivors and... Sorry, my mind's blanking right now. 67 Survivors and your randoms Hunter. Do you know any information about these 2 teams?
I honestly do not, because they hid their information. However,
Oh my god, Numer. I remember watching him in like 2021.
I'm
How's Mike seems to be cutting out a little bit, so...
Oh wow. It's new gen, so I can't relate to that.
Alright, starting the ban and pick phase. Yep, the ban and pick phase. You see off the hop, we can see a seer and psychologist ban. Uh, just banning those very tricky characters once again. Right away, we can see that
Hello.
they opt for a mechanic and puppeteer spot for the survivor.
Picking the mechanic, they really just want to ensure they can also get a survivor out to make sure they at the very least tie this round one.
Yep.
Is my microphone better, by the way?
No, it's way better.
Yeah, I had to switch off my Wi-Fi, gang. My Wi-Fi is terrible. We're seeing the first officer be banned. This does leave Gravekeeper open. I wonder if they were going to snag that Gravekeeper, who we tend to see a lot of round one. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the time when you see the Hunter ban out a Rescuer, you'll see the Survivor team match the ban by picking another Rescuer. We're actually seeing them lock in the Aeroplanist.
Very non usual pick for a first round, so
We've been seeing a lot of Aeroplanists lately, and we're seeing the Embomber get banned out, really trying to ensure they have as minimal survivors that really can push for ties as possible. They already were able to lock in a mechanic, so they are absolutely not going to allow these survivors to lock in an Embomber. We're seeing a prisoner.
double decoder comp round one.
But we see they don't have like a true rescuer. So my assumption is their tide turner will be on their Aeroplanist. And there's also a potential that the puppeteer might be carrying a second tide turner. We do see that sometimes. But a lot of time when we do see that, it can lead to a double down situation since puppeteer cannot puppet under the effects of tide turner. So again, my assumption is their tide turner will be on the Aeroplanist. What do you think?
I do think you're right with the Aeroplanist. It might also be on the puppeteer. I think for this round they're aiming for just a intense Cypher rush to get them to endgame.
It does scare me though, not seeing a proper like rescuer on the team, especially in round one.
And we will be seeing who the Hunter will pick, and it's the Shadow.
It's kind of unusual to see Ivy being picked round one in this current meta. Typically, you know, we see the Goatman and the Hollow Blue.
Yeah. Jogi, what teams are playing right now? Team 637 and your randoms.
Yes. We have both of those teams playing right now with Team Your Randoms on Hunter. We're in the map, not the map pick, the spawn selection phase right now. And interestingly enough, it looks like this Ivy actually might opt to chase the puppet, who actually the puppet is their instance of tide, and so is the Aeroplanes, it's both of them. So we have two super builds, one on the prisoner, one on the mechanic, who both are bringing a full kiting build. And then the puppet and Aeroplanist are both tide turner borrowed time. This is a very interesting set of final talents.
Yeah, just very interesting.
I'm a little concerned for the tide turner puppeteer, but if you can make it work, you can make it work, you know?
Yep. We usually see Ivy spawn to the left of Mechanic, so I'm just interested to see how this Ivy will play from where they have spawned.
Yeah, this is very unusual. Well, good luck to both teams. We will be beginning the match in a moment. Right, heading straight into the match. We're gonna see Ivy enter her Yith form and start looking for survivors. Immediately spots out the puppeteer, but chooses to ignore him, instead opting to leech onto the bot,
Mechanic's bot.
Mechanic's bot.
Just spot out the mechanic, and will now be chasing mechanic as first kite.
Um, I will say the bot is still alive, which if she's all right, forcing 100 before taking that hit. If she's able to keep that doll alive by the time she is shared, you know, they still have um 4 people decoding in that case. So even with a early hit like that, they're not in the most terrible situation yet. But we're going to hear the insolence pop.
Mechanic rotating into puppeteer Cipher. She'll now head back to Corner's house. Misses that scare though.
But it looks like Mechanic's gonna pick up 100 anyway, and goes down without getting that blink out.
Her bot is up, however, so survivors are in a pretty good spot right now. Puppeteer just finished his Cipher as well.
Seems though she knows exactly where Puppet is and leeches onto him, but is choosing not to commit. Seems like she's just trying to make sure to get Ostracons on as many ciphers as possible while camping this chair. Finding the prisoner next. And we see Puppet coming in for that rescue.
Successful rescue done by the puppeteer. You can now see the mechanic is kiting again.
Yeah, we see Tide Turner in effect, so ideally, yeah, you just take the hit and you run into the corner away from ciphers. But now the Ivy is at full presence. Getting a little scare on the mechanic just to kind of lure her out the corner.
Blink is still up, by the way, guys.
Yeah, we have not seen Ivy use Blink once. Leeching onto the bot. Scaring the bot.
You can see that Airplanist is going in for the second rescue.
Yes, and this will be their second instance of Tide Turner. Here he comes. Getting hit before rescuing, you know, just to not risk any terror shocks, and back on the mechanic who once again is under the
will
effect.
Probably be used now.
There we go. I saw that blink coming from a mile away, guys. Only because I knew she had it. Otherwise, I probably would not have had any clue. The last 2 ciphers are being worked on, and they're both around 80%. This is why having the double decoder benefited them. However, doing double decoder round 1 is incredibly risky. We're seeing the drop down to avoid getting hit, but unfortunately, because of 100 corruption, ends up taking the hit anyway. However, I will say that was a great attempt. See the Yith on the cipher. These ciphers are 96 and 92. They are both so close, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they'll be able to pop them just yet.
Puppeteer trying to head towards the...
Puppeteer doesn't have any puppets left, and Prisoner doesn't have borrowed time. We're seeing the stun, and okay.
Right before half.
Seems like they're going to be able to pop the cipher that's at 99, and now they just have that one cipher that's at 96. There's still an Ostracon on it, and it seems she knows exactly which cipher it is. Using the full presence on Puppeteer. My screen went black. Okay, we're back. Now,
Tricky for the survivors, especially since Ivy is pressuring that last cipher,
I
and
have it.
they're both on half health.
It has to be the airplanist though, because the prisoner doesn't have borrowed time.
Cipher is 99 though.
Oh, prisoner pulls it off.
Prisoner and Puppeteer opting to heal right now. Ivy's. Let's get that prisoner down. But
He doesn't have borrowed
airplane
time.
is. Nope. Puppeteer has to go in for this rescue.
But it seems like she knows exactly where their prime cipher is and is not just going to let them pop it for free. But unfortunately, in this time, allowed for a free rescue. The Blink Terror Shock on the Puppeteer, guys.
He is heading towards airplane escape to pressure. This is looking very tricky for the 67 survivors right now.
Carrying that puppet. And we see airplane is backing off the gate, but the Yeth is still on him. Prisoner seems to still be in the area. I think she just went to the wrong Ostracon, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty sure too.
And she gets a scare onto the prisoner.
We'll
And
leash
now
that
he's
prisoner.
leashed.
And he will be going down now. We can see that the. Alright, so we can see that airplane has headed out of the manor, and that is a one escape by the
That
Ivy.
makes round one a tie.
Very well played by the Ivy, especially with that a little bit rough early game. It made a comeback.
Alright, so let me just check the chat, guys. Jeopardizing their own game.
I do agree that just having their last cipher middle was their downfall. Ivy is really good at pressuring middle.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Somehow I blame this cipher split on honor. I'm not blaming any player for anything. Everyone played their best. You know, both sides were able to get 3 kill eliminations on the opposing side survivors, so round 1 is currently tied. Let me check the actual matchup chat real quick. See if anything is going on. Alright, it looks like there's not going to be any substitute players so far. And we're just waiting on maps to be picked and banned.
So, Hal, who do you think they will play? The Hunter will play next. Yeah.
Well, it depends really on which side is going in. We might see operas this round. But if Team Your Randoms does have the meta, like Goat Hulla, this is when we're gonna start seeing them, considering they did Ivy round 1, meaning one of them will be open. I'm not sure if Bonbonbot does play Goat Hulla. I'm not familiar, but if Bonbonbot does have the Goat and the Hulla, this is when we are going to start to see that. And or if not, this is when we might start seeing the opera and such, but I don't necessarily think we're seeing like some crazy specialty picks yet, because the tie should mean that we're going into a round 3, and that's usually when you'd want to put out that specialty pick just to kind of really wrap up your loose ends.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
All right, actually, there will be a substitution on Team 637, Spicy will be subbed out for Pinto. Alright, let me just look at my roster, guys, because I need to make sure I know what I'm talking about, because I'm a little bit unprepared today. I know. Big shocker, guys. Big shocker. It's not that shocking, actually. But, you know, someone's got to do it, and if I come up here and I'm botched, I mean, you guys will forgive me, right?
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I'm also very unprepared today.
Yeah, Reiko wasn't even supposed to commentate this match. Like, Reiko found out, like, maybe 5 minutes before we started the stream that she was commentating.
Tim was really sleepy for some reason, so I
Mm-hmm.
took the initiative.
Indeed, indeed. Tiff was
So we
very.
can see. Sorry, sorry. What?
I said Tiff was very sleepy. Oh, but talking about them bands now, it looks like
Night 637 does ban church.
637 bans church, and then y'all cannot pick Golden Cave. Oh my god. That's not an option! Oh my god. We were waiting on the serious map pick now. There will be no Golden Cave in this tournament. Unless, Lulzy's in a really silly mood. I get. Darkwoods? No. No. No, that's Team 637 saying that they can't pick it. Oh my god. You know what though? It's funny enough we haven't seen our first Darkwoods of this tournament yet. I really hope we see it at some point. Everyone's being silly in the chat, but
Wow, very funny, guys. Very funny.
very, very goofy and silly.
Leo's memory will be a second round pick for Team Your Randoms.
We do see Leo's as a round 2 map quite often. It's a good choice for it, honestly. I can't complain there. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a very survivor sided map, so put their survivors in a good position for second round.
Seems like Team 637 will be sending out their survivor team first. And it will be the Your Random Hunter. I see Leon Kennedy IDV in the chat saying that their team will pick Darkwoods. You better pick Darkwoods. I want to see my first Darkwoods of this tournament. I don't want to see it in my match, but I would gladly see it in yours. Me and Reika, we're on the same team. Reika, if you see Darkwoods in our match against Chess Player, what are you doing? Okay, so Reika will turn into a seal.
I think I might off myself, if I can say that.
You're gonna off yourself? Okay, we can't have. So is that before or after you're a seal? Like, is the seal a reincarnation thing, or?
I think it's after I become a seal.
Okay. Oh my god, it's just like Tusk. Have you guys watched Tusk?
Oh, let's not mention that movie.
It's Leslie's favorite movie. I'm getting banned.
Oh, this is abuse of power. What the heck?
I'm being threatened on live stream, guys.
Alright, this is taking a little bit more time than usual, but it's okay.
It would be a lot quicker if Lolzy wasn't threatening me.
Oh! Whoa!
Guys, everyone put hashtag free Hal in the chat because Lolzy's threatening to ban me. Not gonna lie, with Ivy, just dull body block. God, pallets, cause what the fuck is square block? Giving me body here stat.
I'm not quite too sure what that means.
Yeah, I'm also a little confused because I'm a little confused. That's why.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, I see what you mean. Okay, thank you, Lulzy. I see my goat Yuki in the chat calling me John. My name isn't John, but I mean, why is everyone saying free John? My name isn't John. What the hell?
We're now going into the ban and pick phase. You see the hunter, banning psychologist, and embalmer.
Really ensuring with that embalmer ban that there is no chance in hell they're getting that tie. I mean, there's still a chance, but you know, we're seeing the goat man get banned out. But that does actually leave the hullabaloo open since round one was Ivy. It looks like they're hovering over that seer, really considering that seer. And
I do know that Umi is a high tier seer player, so I'm excited to see if they will play seer. Probably.
Seeing officer. I'm delighted to see a rescuer this time, chat. We're seeing Gardener get banned out.
Novelist.
Another novelist today. Again, I love seeing novelists. I'm not gonna complain.
And that prisoner ban to just ban out those Cypher Rush characters.
Let's see what they are going to pick for their last survivor.
The score? It is tied right now. Each team got a one escape on both sides. The magician pick will be played second round. What do you think this comp is playing into, huh?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. Guys, I'm botched. Sorry.
Like
honestly, off these bands, I can't tell what they're going for either.
it wouldn't be a hullabaloo because here is.
Yeah, these don't seem like hullabaloo bands, but hullabaloo's open, so. Let's see, guys. Let's see.
Waiting for the hunter to pick their character.
You know.
You can make the great point. Opera. This does look like a opera playing into an opera team. Does play the hullabaloo.
You know, like I did point out that this hullabaloo was left open, but these bands just don't scream hullabaloo to me. Like the prisoner and the gardener, I don't really see those get banned out.
You see that they have put their magician in factory against a hullabaloo.
Factory is a very strong kiting area. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I would suggest. Yeah, I was gonna say Seer should be going factory. It's very countered by hullabaloo. You can see that Seer is the only person with no ball time.
Yeah, we're seeing the Seer with a full kite build. And it looks like he's probably going to opt to chase that magician. Or, he could try to force a watch out from the officer and then begin his chase, but we're just gonna have to wait and see what this hullabaloo opts to do. Just gonna. I have a free 20 seconds to read the chat, so I'm gonna read the chat, guys. I'm on one device today, so bear with me. In Bon Bon Bot we trust, yeah? Do we
Oh,
click it?
good. Umi is not a novelist there, Hansir. Oh, but on the screen it is glitched.
Oh, the screen is wrong. Okay. Lulzy is responsible in my mind for that, even if he's not. No, it's okay, Lulzy. I'm just playing. I know it's a lot.
Towards magician in Shaq.
It seems like he's just gonna walk right past that magician. But he is aware that someone's in the area. He is getting the tinnitus. And let's see if he can spot out the magician. Seems like he's missed his clone hit, which is good for the magician, who is just gonna stay inside Shack. And basement is in Shack. So the goal for the magician is not to die
Which is
here.
to novelist. Novelist is heading towards factory.
Takes
Factory is up
incredible.
for sorry.
Go ahead.
Factory is up for kite as because basement isn't here, so just a free kiting space.
Oh wow, nice metaphor from novelist who, if you noticed, missed the got was able to avoid the second hit from the clone. So right now he's only got one color and again avoids taking a second
You
color.
can see
Unfortunately, oh,
oh
nice
very good
owl
owl,
from
very
the
good owl.
seer. It's able to farm
And
a
uses
second book.
another metaphor.
Really just prolonging this kite, giving those ciphers time. It does make me a little nervous how close he is to the ciphers because it seems that this hullabaloo does have abnormal. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind. Sorry, guys. Um, Novelist is honestly doing a great job.
We'll probably be going down here soon.
Was that a third metaphor I was seeing?
Oh,
In the
focus
corner.
cancel. We're on two ciphers, and Horrible hasn't shared anyone yet. This is great gameplay by the novelist.
Yeah, that was a great kite, and the cipher that he was by is finished, so the risk of it getting abnormal is no longer. There's like a few ciphers that have been started, but they're all below 30. We're seeing him actually switch to teleport without ever using the abnormal. Officer popping a watch and going in for this rescue. Um, the important thing is not to get double down here, but he was able to avoid getting a hit before rescuing, and it seems like he will not
Oh,
even be chased.
uses that teleport to head towards the sphere.
He's starting to get aggressive after getting kited out for so long. The novelist is down now, but is nowhere near. Will he be able to heal up? We will see. Seer ping, you're on your own. Guys, that's like the strategy. When you ping, you're on your own. You just win. That's how that works. So
You
make sure you
can
do
see
that
that
ping.
first. You see that the first officer has started a cipher middle as well, leaving two ciphers endgame. Oh,
I will get rid of the colors.
oh,
And there's
you
the
just got
second
an owl.
owl. The seer is doing a great job. You can see the final cipher is at 93 now, but the seer does not have borrowed time, so whoever rescues has to be very mindful that the chaired seer does not have borrowed time. They should opt to just pop here because he does not have borrowed. Unfortunately, they popped it after the seer went down. I'm
Did they
wondering if they
forget?
forgot. Seems like
You
they
see that this
forgot to.
magician has been spotted out right beside the cipher machine. Sorry, the rocket chair.
Mhm.
Let's get that. Let's get it off. Hullabaloo does not have detention, by the way, guys.
Mm. It seems like Magician still has 2 decoys. Seer does go down. Now he's on Novelist.
Novelist does have a metaphor. He chooses to use it. Yep. This does look like a 3 escape by the 67 survivors.
Gates are open. That is
Very
a
well
3
played.
escape. Wow, guys.
That's insane against the Hullabaloo. I'm super impressed.
It was only the logical explanation when they leave the hullabaloo open.
We'll be heading into 637's Hunter against your random survivors. What are you most excited for to see this round? Oh.
Honestly, that what happened to me too, just having a glitch, one of the referees. What I'm excited for, this round is, I mean, now I'm assuming, I can only assume, that Team Your Randoms is going to ban out the hullabaloo, so this is when we start getting more, variety in the picks, and I always like to see the hunters that aren't Goatman hullabaloo, because you see so much goat and hulla.
No, yeah, I totally agree.
My dear friend Lulzy, can you let me know, how many, survivors they are looking to get out? Because I did not do the math in my brain. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Yeah,
So either way, if this round does get won by the 67 team, it will be heading into a third round. But for 637 to win this round, their hunter needs a 4 escape. No,
yeah,
sorry. No.
yeah. We're gonna
Their
go into
hunter
round
needs
regardless.
to their hunter needs to kill 4 people. Sorry.
Yeah, to win they need a 4K, to tie they need a 3K. Anything less is a loss, but then it still goes into round 3 because they tied round 1, but you still want to get as many survivors out as possible, or kill as many survivors as possible, depending on which faction you're playing, in case it is tied in rounds, to win by points.
Random pick phase once again.
This is your randoms on survivors and 637 on hunter. I really struggle saying Team 637's name because I keep almost mixing up the numbers, and I think at one point I did, but it's okay. I'm bad with numbers. We're seeing that Seer and Puppeteer get banned out right away. After the performance from the Seer in the last half of this round, they said absolutely not.
So they
Hullabaloo
will ban
ban.
that Hullabaloo. Very wise choice, I'd say.
I have to agree with that. I don't necessarily want a hullabaloo anywhere near round two. So
I
just
think
waiting.
the survivors will pick, especially since they have banned that hullabaloo.
I'm wondering if we're going to. Oh, we're seeing a cowboy and a coordinator.
Cowboy.
We saw a cowboy yesterday, I believe, but I don't think we've seen very many here.
Very high skill character.
Reika, I think you should become a cowboy player. I think that would be really funny.
Yeah, I think I should become a forward player for a team. I'm pretty good at forward actually.
Oh, I remember your forward.
I've had a C badge for him. I'd say I'm pretty solid, you know.
We're seeing the psychologists get banned out, so we're seeing these tankier characters that hit. So I'm assuming we're getting some kind of single hit hunter. Might we be seeing the opera singer with all these tanks getting banned?
Yeah, I do think that they're opting for opera singing here.
We're seeing the
Aeroplanist was the
aeroplanist.
pick.
Another aeroplanist. We've seen so many aeroplanists in this tournament.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I love aeroplanist. Unless it's IT's 420 Dab God playing him, then I don't.
Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding, Scott.
Scott
If you're
Shade?
watching this, Scott Shade. It's okay. I did him a solid today, so we're seeing the acrobat get banned out. Chad, I'm gonna be honest. I'm so sleepy right now.
Tiff should have commentated and you guys can both be sleepy together.
Oh, if I fall asleep commentating.
Mercenary does get picked for their last survivor pick. Now just moving on to who the hunter will pick. Who do you think will be picked, guys? I see a Ripper? Ripper? Pick?
Well, I'm sticking to my first guess, but I could be wrong.
Ripper is pretty strong right now.
Our coach Lalzi has a really great ripper. We saw in practice one time, guys. You should ask him about it. That's just how the cookie crumbles right now.
It's just how the cookie crumbles. Alright, just waiting to see who this hunter will pick. I'm excited.
Guys, I want to point out.
Okay.
That this Cowboy's build is called Let Me Cook. So, Cowboy, you better cook, or else I'm gonna be disappointed because that's false advertising.
Alright, guys, let's not fight in the chat.
Oh,
Let's have
people
a
are
little-
fighting. Hold on.
Let's have a civil conversation.
Oh my gosh. I'm a chat mod, but I don't have time to read this, so stop fighting. Oh, thanks. Never mind, my phone is charged now. I can watch the chat, so behave.
It is.
Wax
What?
artist.
Um.
Very interesting.
That was a surprise pick. I was not expecting that.
I'm also surprised to see a wax artist banning out a puppeteer because, you know, wax artists tend to perform very well against puppeteer. As you can see, chat, everyone except the airplanist and the cowboy has borrowed time. We're seeing cowboy with full kite, airplanist with tied knee jerk, mercenary with the standard Tide borrowed, and Coordinator with Flywheel borrowed.
I do think Wax Artist's best chase here would be the Coordinator. Besides
Mhm.
the gun, she's just a raw kite character.
I'm just still baffled at the puppeteer ban, but let's see what Wax Artist is cooking, guys. I'm not gonna be judgmental. I see someone
Wax
saying why
Artist is
ban.
a sorry. Do you think Wax Artist is like a good pick on Leos or
Um, it could work. There's a lot of areas with walls that he'll necessarily
yeah?
struggle in, and he'll definitely struggle probably in factory if they can get up on the stairs without him being like too close behind. But um,
Even
the,
in Shack he struggles, so I'm just
but
interested to see who he will chase.
I think depending on where he gets up Survivor, it could potentially work. But I think this is very difficult.
Alright, heading into the match, we can see that Wax Artist right away heads towards that cord, yep. Mercenary transitioning to stairs, but Cord will be cutting Shack now.
Mhm. Right, right as Rega predicted, that coordinator will be the first chase, um, and yeah, he's gonna. It seems like he was about to try to block off that window, but decided against it. And we're seeing an early shot on the Wax Artist. A lot of the time when we see that early shot, it's just because they're unsure if the hunter brings excitement and they try to get the shot in before excitement could be up. Um, we know, chat, that he does not have excitement, but it's a better safe than sorry kind of approach.
Coordinator only having a flywheel, no broken windows to work with.
Mm-hmm. The coordinator has
Oh,
flywheel, not broken windows, so really, she's trying to make sure that she picks up 100 wax before taking that hit. Unfortunately, she does not pull it off. The significance of that is now she is at 88 wax and can just be waxed to 100 just like that.
we do see that the ciphers are almost popped. This was a 3 cipher kite,
Hmm.
or 2 cipher kite, sorry. We can see that this mercenary is going in for the rescue, feeding Wax Artist Tinnitus to stay towards that rocket chair and not pressure any other cipher machines.
Yes. Sorry, I'm like fighting sleep, like actually. But we have mercenary coming in using an elbow pad. Terror shocked off the chair.
Oh!
And now we have a double down situation.
Oh, coordinator heading towards the cowboy. I assume they are opting for cow. Oh! See a
Yep.
pause deduction here.
The commentator that dropped out today, Tiv, is the one who paused the deduction. So everyone in the chat, please comment. Um, Tiv, you are big.
That is so true.
It is so true. He's so big and greedy, guys. Like every day, he's in our team's chat. Like, who wants to 1v1? Who wants to 1v1? Rega's laughing because it's true.
giving giving lousy with no job.
That's diabolical. Thank you, commenters, for saying that Tiv is big. Thank you.
Because now see that cowboy is going in to harass this safe this Wax Artist does drop coordinator in time, so
To avoid that
yeah,
lasso and Chair's coordinator again.
this isn't looking good for the survivors right now, especially since they do need a 3 escape to tie this round out.
Mhm.
Oh!
And a flywheel.
And the rescue will be stopped.
Ooh,
Wow. You can see the airplane's
this
already
Wax.
heading to rescue that
Wax
coordinator.
Wax has done a good job making sure nobody can just rescue. Honestly, terror shocking that Merc stuffing the cowboy. He really does not want these survivors getting rescued.
No, just excellent job by the Wax Artist. At 3 ciphers, and everyone is half health. And coordinator is dead on chair now. So this is just
I've been
not
in.
looking.
I didn't know that was a ping.
Wax Artist heading towards the two half health survivors who are
Unfortunately, these
healing. Oh, they
survivors,
get spotted out. They get spotted out. Oh my
these
god.
survivors do need a three escape to tie, but it looks like they're not going to be able to pull it off. I would be very impressed, but it just does not look like it's going to be possible for them. We're
Wax
seeing
Artist with
the
that
hot wax,
full presence wax.
the lasso, but unfortunately, Cowboy goes down anyway. You see the ciphers moving very slowly right now. Like they had good cipher progress towards the beginning, but right now, just because of how many rescues have been stuffed or ruined one way or another, it just hasn't worked out. And we're gonna see Mercenary go down once again. Can we avoid the double down situation though? Mercenary goes down and flywheel to avoid, but goes down anyway.
This is looking like a 4K by the Wax Artist.
Hmm. This is very unfortunate for the Your Randoms survivors.
You can see that the Wax Artist has spotted out the aeroplanist. So all we can hope for is that he kites long enough for Mercenary. Oh, no.
There's the blink with the immediate switch to teleport. Pairing and then going straight for the mercenary who
Who has
unfortunately just
expended his self heal, so.
yeah,
Oh, but
unfortunately
Wax Artist has lost the Mercenary. It's not
I
long until Wax Artist will find him, though, because.
yeah, I don't think Merc's crawling across the map, but there we go. This is unfortunately a 4 kill elimination. Oh, nice little smiley face.
Well, good game to both teams. It's a very tight round.
Round 2 will be going to Team 637, but fear not, there will be a round 3.
Excited to see who they will play in third round. Like, I love seeing specialty hunters.
I do as well.
You okay?
Oh no, I'm like actually falling asleep. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my god. Do you want Lulzy to sub in for you?
No, I'm fine. Chat, I'm just very narcoleptic. Ignore me. Yo, if I fall asleep, Lozzy's gonna kill me. Oh my god. Let's see what's going on in the team's chat. Um, let's see if they've picked their map yet. Oh, it actually looks like Team 637 will be making their second and final substitution. We're gonna see who's getting subbed out. Can I just say how lovely it is to be sitting here commentating with Lulzy's dog? Ah, okay, so Pinto will be subbed out for Cinna. Let's see if the other team has any subs. I don't believe so, but we will see. Nope,
I'm
Team Year
excited to see
Randoms
if they
not.
will play Sangria.
Yeah, I want to see Sangria. I love Sangria. I would say, like, my second favorite hunter is Sangria.
Not gonna lie, a small boy, I'd say right now Ripper is a little harder to kite than Sangria. In my personal experience. It might be not true for others, but you know.
Nah, you're gonna say this, and then Fafa's gonna pull up to our match as Ripper.
Oh!
Yo. It's okay. At least one of us feels confident against Ripper.
Still feel kind of confident against Ripper, but he's just way harder to kite now. Takes a little bit more brain energy.
Team Your Randoms will be banning the map now. Remember, chat, Red Church and Leo's Memory will not be available.
Church and Leo's Memory are banned for round 3 as well, so we'll not be seeing those maps again.
So, Moonlit will be banned, and the map that will be picked will be Chinatown.
That's a pretty standard pick for round 3, having Chinatown.
We're gonna be seeing Team Your Randoms now decide their starting faction. They will be sending out their hunter first chat.
So it will be your hunters versus 67 survivors.
You kind of said that like chills, you know? You know the Burger King foot left side chills? You just like said that with the same intonation as him.
Chat lock in, bro. I've been trying my best, okay? It could be the next commentator, honestly.
Yo, I could too, except I'd fall asleep on stage. Yo, chat, if I fall asleep.
It's okay, this is a very chill match. Just very chill. Pinto is out and Cinna is in Ren.
Oh my god, I'm so sleepy, chat.
All good. Just waiting to begin this round.
Let's stay respectful to all players in the chat, please. I will be deleting your comments if you are not respectful. And then if you keep leaving disrespectful comments, I will time you out. We're just waiting on everyone to get invited into the match. Yeah.
Sorry guys, this is taking a little bit longer than usual.
It really is. That's fine. I'm just gonna interrupt chat for now.
Oh my god, Joy, I have Edward Scissorhands.
Okay, flexing the old gen account.
Old gen moment.
Guys, I'm new gen. I can't relate.
It's okay. We all start somewhere.
Oh yes.
What classifies new gen and old gen, by the way? Like,
well, I don't know. I haven't even hit a full year yet. It'll be a year later this month. So I would say if I've been playing for less than a year, that I would be considered new gen. No, but unfortunately, I also have skin share and red ink because I'm a new gen whale. So what about it? Oh. I love clicking on the stream to listen to the commentators. Aw, we love you too.
aww, my botched commentating.
Yo, I'm falling asleep and Reika doesn't know what's going on.
Bruh! That's so mean.
I don't know what's going on either, but I'm falling asleep, bro.
Chipotle? I've never had Chipotle.
I don't know why people care if someone is new gen. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. I am new gen though. I am new gen. I just think it's silly to point out, you know? It's not a big deal though. We're slowly seeing all the players be invited in. There's no in and outs in Canada. I would not know. I am American.
Yeah, I've only had In-N-Out in America. I've never had it here. It's pretty good though. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. I really want Raisin Cane's again. That stuff slaps so much.
Alright, coming to my state. There's one in my state.
Lucky. Oh my god, do you have crumble cookie?
Yeah.
Oh.
But the one by me is a drive-through.
Did you try the Kim Kardashian cookie?
No, I did not. I've never been to Crumble. We just have one.
It looks so bust.
Oh, well, come over to my place, I guess, Reika.
I bet. I'm gonna cry. Why would you mention Cane's? Oh, my bad, bro. I cry every day because we don't have a Cane's.
I would cry every day if I was Canadian too, Reika.
Okay, thanks, I guess.
Thanks, I guess, is crazy. Oh my gosh. It's okay. It could be worse. It could be worse. You could be British, like a certain somebody.
I'm in the back of your car with your daddy. And he's twerking and popping a perk.
Not Tim in the chat. We have a biggie in the chat, guys. There's a biggie in the chat. Moving on to the band pick phase, we're gonna see the prospector and the forward banned out. I think they banned the forward because they're afraid of Reika, even though Reika's commentating.
They heard me and they instantly like shivered in their pants, so...
We're seeing Goatman and Opera Singer get banned out because they hate me and don't want me to experience joy by witnessing Opera Singer.
Opera Singer and Goatman banned out, wow.
Locking in that Mercenary and Fire Investigator right away. And we're seeing that Embalmer banned out. Now, they also have their mechanic on global ban, so not having the mechanic or the embalmer available just makes it harder to get survivors out the gate. We're seeing lawyer. Whoever plays that lawyer, you just better have that one skin on. We're seeing psychologist band. What's wrong with the one skin? I love it. I use it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Interesting. Oh, and the postman. See, the postman is like suddenly creeping into the meta again.
Seeing a postman is almost as interesting as Reika's terrible opinions on lawyers' one skin.
Wow, thank you so much. Alright, so this is a very solid team comp for round 3, I'd say. Now just waiting for the hunter to pick.
We're probably
ketchup on pizza? The fuck?
Who just said ketchup on pizza? What the heck? What is wrong with you? Nah, I'm gonna mute you out for 10 years. What the heck? Say, we're probably gonna see that lawyer spawn around hotel. He's pretty good in that area because with that map, he can just avoid the hunter for so long and just rotate, get the early rotation in. I don't care how it tastes. Putting ketchup on pizza is no, not you too, Pearl. Oh, no,
ketchup on pizza, and that's a tomato sauce.
I'm muting all of you. In fact, Pearl.
I was gonna say I put sauerkraut on my pizza. Like,
what the hell? Oh my god, photographer!
Bro, someone get Bortley in here right now.
Do not get Bortley up in here. Photographer is not necessarily the best choice in tournament. We've seen a few in this tournament. And
it hasn't ended up the greatest.
Every single time there's been a photographer, I'm pretty sure I've been the commentator, and I've said the same thing every single time. He is countered by communication. It's very difficult to win with him in a tournament setting. We're seeing them spawn 4 corners just to basically maximize the distance between them, so when he's in his photo world that he cannot take, you know, the picture and kill all of them at once. And we're seeing everyone bring borrowed time except Postman, who is full kite. Photographer in middle, as I probably would expect with a 4-corner spawn.
I've just rarely ever seen a photographer played in tournament until this freaking tournament. There must be something in the air.
So,
what do you guys think of this photo pic, guys?
I have my thoughts, but I shared them. Oh my god, y'all are still talking about ketchup.
What the hell? What the hell, Yonte? What the hell are you doing?
This isn't even a joke. I have like an actual fear of ketchup. It's like not even a joke.
Ketchup is so bomb.com.
No,
if it's not
afraid of ketchup. I have a fear of ketchup.
What the heck?
I can't help it. It's getting into the math.
You see that this photo is going straight to his photo camera.
It's taking that picture and heading into the photo world. Let's see if we can spot out that lawyer. It looks like he... Ooh.
Looks like he will be able to spot out this lawyer.
This lawyer does not have the one skin on. I'm not happy.
No DM, no gameplay. You see this photo heading towards Merc's Cypher. and he spotted the mercs with so he can hit him with no attack recovery.
Doesn't
But
seem to have spotted him out. He's hiding there. Doesn't seem to have spotted him out though.
nope.
Chat, this is what I call Joseph blindness.
Lawyer is on the complete other side of the map though, so he will not be able to be chaired right away. You see that this photo has spotted out the mercenary, but opts to not chase him and go straight towards Numer.
Hmm.
Numer just doesn't. Numer has to not bring him to the lawyer. Sorry.
It seems like he is bringing him exactly where the lawyer is. You just really don't
Whoa!
want to kite near your downed teammates. But this looks like he will
But
exit
photographer
path.
does. That is an
Ooh.
interesting play. Uh, I'm not completely sure why lawyer would pick himself right up
Yeah.
at the
No.
hunter.
You never really want to just pick yourself up in the hunter space like that. They'll just ask him to go down instantly, and now you just don't have um exit path.
Exit path for endgame. You can see that blink is up. Hasn't been used yet. It's
Eating
kind
soup.
of eating soup. See that Numer is going in for. Oh, good mind game.
Up and the blink to secure the down on the lawyer. And honestly, he could take his time and chase that fire investigator if he wanted because that lawyer cannot pick up.
Honestly, here, this photo should just try to be fighting for a tie, but it honestly looks like a free escape. Oh, and the postman! Misses his dog. Ruh-roh.
Did you say row?
I do
Okay.
think they might be sending the postman in for second rescue. Just wasting a little bit more time to decode. Oh no, the mercenary is coming in now.
And parashocked off the chair.
Photographer!
This is our second B-Duck Mercenary terror shock of the day, chat.
This is looking like a four escape for a freaking photographer.
Four escape? No, this is not a four escape.
Really?
How would this be a four escape? Lawyer died.
Sorry. 4K, sorry. I get these mixed up. This looks like a 4K for the photographer.
Oh my god.
They still have 2 whole ciphers to finish.
The postman, with the wick.
Yeah, this is just... Yeah, postman has to go... Oh! Yeah,
Flywheel,
he's going
good.
down here.
Just really making sure to keep chairing. He's not even like giving them time to crawl around. He just wants to get them dead as fast as possible. And snapping a picture. Seems though he knows exactly where this mercenary is. And because it's photographer, if he gets that hit onto the mercenary, he won't have like those few seconds as he normally does after taking a second hit to run around still. Like, he will just go down.
Yeah, because he... yeah. Does find that mercenary and will probably share him. This is not looking good. All we can hope for is that the survivors can get a one escape through dungeon.
We saw the rescue of Postman, but not in the mirror world. So once this camera is up, Postman should be on the ground once again, and it looks like they will not be able to pull off the rescue on the photo image. And because of the photo world, the progress was set back on that final cipher. It is now only at 15%.
You can see that the photographer does find the postman and will chair him for his second chair now. Oh, no!
It's dead on.
Dead on chair, sorry. Photographer is now chasing the fire investigator, and Mercenary has started a new cipher.
But with
All we can hope
Mercenary.
for is
Actually, I was gonna say Mercenary has a decoding debuff, but so does Fire Investigator, just a slight one.
yep,
With a slow decoding against Photographer, that is.
Photographer just trying to scope out where Mercenary is. Opts to take another photo.
You know what? I
Photographer,
have to admit it. I'm kind of impressed by how well this Photographer is doing.
no, me too. Especially early game when he found that lawyer.
Not to do well on Photographer in tournament is crazy.
Especially against a high tier team.
Down goes the Mercenary.
This really
Hmm.
just shows that bottom 16 seed does not mean that you're automatically gonna lose.
You're just saying that to feel better. I get it. Stage a
No, but
little
like
stress.
even yesterday,
Oh, I
it was a
know.
very close matchup
Oh, I
with
know.
MSG and EXD. See that Mercenary has gone down in basement. This is just gonna be a very slow end game.
Joseph games are always slow.
Yeah, I spotted out the fire investigator, so
Hmm.
all we can do is just wait until he goes down. Or if he kites this out long enough for Mercenary to get up and finish the cipher, but that's, I highly doubt that.
It's just very difficult with Merc decoding debuff.
Takes another photo.
We see him spot out the mirror image of Fire Investigator. Um,
You can't see here though that the cipher machine is 50%.
mhm.
We
He's done a
might
good
be able
job.
to see this pop. We might be able to see this pop. They get it in time.
We'll say though he's done a good job maintaining
We see
pressure,
the pop. We see the pop happen.
and
But
he
fire
does not have
investigator will be going
prices.
down since he is chaired. But they both are chaired. So they both will
Hmm.
be going down. Wow.
Finding the
Watch
mercenary.
Mercenary being able to rescue.
Mercenary doesn't. No, mercenary does not have exit path. So once he catches out that fire investigator,
This is just a waiting game, honestly. Unless Numer can heal Sinna.
seems like he's on his way.
Numer heading towards Mercenary.
But he's already got hip damage. Therefore, even one hit from the Joseph is enough.
No, yeah. You see the fire investigator has started a
Start
new
the other
cipher.
gate.
Or new
Yeah.
gate. I think photographer realizes that.
Yeah, he's definitely on his way. Question is, can he get that gate open? I don't think he'll be able to
I
make it
do not
out.
think so. Nope.
Ooh, was a very close call. And it's only a matter of time before the photographer goes back for the mercenary. The mercenary does not have exit path. Um, So this will actually be a 4-kill elimination. Yeah, and good job to both sides, and especially good luck to your randoms for being able to pull off that photographer. Uh, my dear friend and coach Lulzy, can you tell me how many points I need? Because I'm bad at that. Okay. We're having Lulzy commentate for a moment.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me? Can the chat
I can
me?
hear you. Well, the chat's gonna be on a delay. We'll see if they can hear you.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll just act as Raker for the time being, just like a really
Okay.
tired British guy, I guess. So basically what we're seeing is the hunter needs to get a time to win the series. If the survivors get a 3 escape, it will go to overtime, but if the survivors get a 4 escape completely, it will mean that what should we call it? UR will win the game completely.
So UR wins if they get
if they get
3?
everybody out. If they get
Oh,
everybody
okay.
out, they win. If they get 3 out, it goes to overtime, and if they get a tie or less, then they lose and 6v7 wins.
Okay. So they were really pushing for at least 3 out to force overtime.
Yes, that's correct.
I gotcha. You know, Lulzy, I'm pretty sure it's the first time you're up here, so yeah, nice tournament you got going on.
Yeah, it's been good so far. There's been a couple good matches. As of recently, even like in the preliminaries when we were watching like the more what was considered the bottom 6 teams on paper play, it was still relatively good to see like what they can show off and produce in general. So
Yeah.
it was really nice to see that. Overall though, the matches like so far have been nothing short of phenomenal. I think there's only been one match I've seen that has been like an outright dominating match between one of the teams, but other than that, it's been really, really good.
Joy in the chat says thank you for running this tournament, Lulzy.
Honestly, it's no problem. Like I had this honestly I had this idea for such a long time to more or less create an environment in which, you know, every team can play, right? I think that's the main thing. Like, I'm not gonna be doing this type of stuff where it's like only the top 8 can play, only the top however many can play. No. The idea originally was to make it so everybody can play, everybody, you know, can come in and join in and whatnot. Like, even if like you've never done competitive before.
Yeah, it's my first tournament, so kind of scary, but you know, I don't have to worry about that till next week.
Also, ketchup on pizza is fucking, like, it's not as criminal as pineapple on pizza, but like, it's still criminal.
You know, if the British motherfucker is talking about your food being gross, it's nasty.
Yeah, but our food's just good easy, that's the issue.
Lulzy, do you go to the Chippy?
Not much anymore, no. Anyway,
Not much anymore.
we're gonna get the match started anyway.
I gotcha. Do you want to talk about band picks, or do you want me to do it?
Sure, I can do it. Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
be waiting to see what the 637 Hunter bans here. I imagine like when you're looking to get at least two kills on the board, you'll want to get rid of like. Well, I mean, Priestess and Seer do work. They are very good to getting, you know, 3 or more out, or even getting a win. And then realistically, what we should see is, okay, so Hullabaloo makes sense. Breaking Wheel's an interesting one because I can understand where the Breaking Wheel ban comes from, only because Breaking Wheel is considered a 4-man or no-man hunter. Although realistically, like, Sed doesn't really need to go for a 4-man here. He can go for a 10 and still ends up as a win for the 637 team. I'm looking at the picks here. We're hovering over Barmaid from the looks of things. Barmaid, I would be honest, I don't remember. Is Psychologist global band? I don't believe so.
No, she is not. If you actually click the arrow up top that says banned characters, you'll see who's global banned. I mean, he could work against a Opera too, really, if he can get the distance. On a map like Chinatown, if you just stay in the alleyways between the shadows, it kind of forces her out to dash when she doesn't have cape. Yeah, officer is available. Journalist. I'm not sure I agree with that because Grave, Merc, and Officer all are available, and they're kind of more of the main rescuers. Journalist is kind of more of a secondary rescuer. I mean, we saw double decoder earlier, so in the same matchup. So I'm curious about seeing the double decoder again. And we have the let me cook build again on the prisoner. So let's see. Yeah, that kind of more tie. Yeah. Yeah. I had a feeling we were going to see that opera because China is a map that opera does excel on, and the fire investigator being banned and the seer, it just, like, the seer in general and tanky characters. Yeah. Yeah, and we see a silver on the prisoner. Hmm. It's okay, Lilsey. I'm like half asleep, so I did not even notice the the mistake there. I think this is going to be very difficult for the survivors to be able to get the 3 escape that they are looking for. Looking at chat. And I'm seeing a lot of support in the chat for the teams, but also just remember to stay positive towards the other team, even if they are not necessarily the team you are rooting for.
Yeah. We are gonna head into the matchup now. Opera Singer just needs a tie to secure the win for 637, as they are gonna make their way over to middle right here, as the Explorer is gonna hide away, but it looks like, I believe that is the Barmaid is gonna be the primary chase. I think this is fine as well. You just waste Barmaid's items pretty quickly. Go down here. Mind game's gonna be happening here. As yeah, and it's gonna be a pause
yeah, Lalsey, look at the volunteer channel real quick.
Yeah, I've checked. Yeah, I said we'll check it afterwards.
All right, while the deduction is paused, friends. I don't know. I'll interact with the chat. Photographer. Photo S tier confirm.
No, honestly, photo is not S tier, and it looks like Survive is lagging. They.
It seems like that was a joke. Don't worry.
No, I'm on about Survive has been lagging.
Okay.
I don't believe it was the Barmaid that was lagging it, because it didn't look like it. We are going to be unpausing now.
Right, back to the game, and the chase resumes onto the Barmaid, who still has a Doblin, and there is a hit onto the Barmaid, who's instantly popping that Doblin.
Yeah, I actually don't think they should have thrown that pallet there. That was probably one of the main things. Although Blink's actually going to be up in 3 seconds, they could just use the Blink to guarantee this down here.
Let's see if she can get the heal off. I believe so.
No, they can't.
Right at the final second!
Yeah, right at the final second. Blink was up, and right at the final second, they just do get that down, and it is going to be a chair right in middle. Look at the ciphers. The ciphers are... There's not even a second cipher
They're lacking.
done. Yeah, very,
oh my god,
very
they're behind the
lacking.
ciphers.
Yeah, so this is looking really good for Opera. Although, did they catch out the Explorer? I don't think they did.
No, the Explorer's there.
Yeah, Explorer's still there, although surely they're gonna catch them out, right? Because, like, now they've just caught out both. Because, okay, this is the thing, I don't know why Explorer's still there. Explorer should not be anywhere near middle, for the fear that yes, you can probably get oh good
I
disappointing
don't
the opera.
necessarily like that all the survivors are kind of in one spot, especially when they have already slow ciphers.
Yeah, and there you
And
go. That's down already. And yeah, like this is why I didn't want to see double decoders, because the major issue with that is, especially with Explorer, if Explorer's page song actually down, that's a double down. Yeah, this is looking very unfortunate for the Survivor side here, as said is going to be.
now, chat, if you're unaware, Opera, it's very difficult for her to win without a double down, but once she gets that double down, especially when your ciphers are behind, it's very hard to come back from.
Yeah, I mean, especially with what's going on right now, they're going to need to play
Oh,
like
yeah.
completely perfect, because
Yeah,
it looks like Explorer is going to come in, but Explorer can't really do anything. Like, yeah, like Explorer's just going to be the new Chase, and it makes sense for them to be the new Chase because
looks like
no,
Barmaid's about to expire.
yeah, there's not much they could have done there. Although journalists did actually pick themselves, but actually, I don't know if they should have. Like,
I don't think using the exit path right now was the wisest idea. And we see him run into the corner.
Yeah, no, Explorer should not have hit there at all. They needed a run, at the very least, like, continue the chase on, at the very least. We are going to be seeing, I think that is the journalist doing a new 5th cipher. Missing the dash there, very unfortunate. Getting stuck on there. Now, we seeing Explorer trying to mind game, will get over, and I mean, it's a matter of time. Prisoner will be the one to, well, they'll have to go for the rescue here.
It was down to a charge attack. Unfortunately, their ciphers still aren't where they need to be for the situation, especially considering their journalist is now half health, already having expended that exit path. It does not look like they're going to be able to get that 3 escape that they need, and breaking the connection only further slowing their ciphers down.
Yeah, that's their 39 cipher as well, although the Explorer actually did have a 70% page. If Prisoner can actually come in very quickly and try and get this before half, we'll use the flywheel to make distance, but that's gonna be the terror shock, and that's gonna be game over. There's unless okay, yeah, that's gonna be game over, and that is the 4K for 637, and yeah, there's nothing that they could have done.
That means 637 wins.
That is true, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing they could have done there. I don't think they. Okay, the thing is, I don't think they expected the blink there. I think.
No.
It's just very unfortunate because they did have a 70% page. They did have. They actually did have that final cipher ready to pop, because Prisoner could have actually just rescued, go for the pop afterwards, so as soon as they gone for Explorer, and maybe they would have been able to do something, but I don't know. It looked as if it was going to be, at the very least, a tie, and at most a full-man elimination, but unfortunately there's nothing else they could have done, I don't think. I think they played as well as they could have there.
Those slow ciphers at the beginning really did set up a not so ideal situation for them, especially because everyone was kind of in one area, not focusing on ciphers, making themselves really easy to be caught out all at once by the opera. It just wasn't ideal. Their cipher plan didn't seem to be complete, or their rotations, but you know, I know they are a newer team, things like that come over time, but that was a very unfortunate end.
Yeah. I mean, that is going to be it for today. Unfortunately, we won't be having the What versus Warriors Seekers matchup. That is simply due to.
Hi.
Okay, well you just literally missed the match.
Sorry, you guys.
Yeah, Rake is back. You guys can.
627 won.
All right. Yeah, so unfortunately, Team Warrior Seekers has forfeited the tournament, so this will be the only match for today, but tune back in tomorrow for the next matchup and the final matchup of the week until next week. I'm Hal. This is Reika. Thank you for tuning in today. Bye, everyone.
Bye.